LEAP-Ed in January of 2012, and I spent 9 amazing years. I started off as a teaching and learning advisor in Johor, and after a year I moved to KL in 2013, and I was very fortunate to work together with the first cluster of schools in KL where we had a fully Malaysian team. We had local advisors for the first time, and that was an amazing experience to work with them and to work within those 3 schools. And then I was very fortunate that I was part of the internal capacity building as the head of the pitch team, which later evolved into the LEAP-Ed Academy. And by the time I left at the end of 2020, I was very fortunate to work with amazing people. I joined LEAP-Ed right at the beginning of the project. I was close to the beginning of the project. In 2012, we were starting the second year of the pilot project in 5 schools in Johor and 5 schools in Sarawak. So LEAP-Ed was very small, very new. We were just about 10 advisors in Johor and another 10 people in Sarawak. Head office was in KL, and we were in the UEM building. We shared floor space with the TFM, Teach for Malaysia. The office group, the group of people working in the office, it was very small. There were very few people, so we knew everyone very well. What LEAP-Ed did at this point that was an advantage was that they looked for people who had worked on different school transformation projects, who had experience in this. And so they brought a very diverse group of people together to be able to do this together with Malaysian counterparts. I think this was a time of innovation. This was a time of learning where we were learning ourselves about the Malaysian context. Unstructured time, everything felt kind of unstructured at this point. I think once we started with Lead-Ed and Teach Smart at the beginning, that helped to shape some of the structure. These were the early days, the time when a lot of the processes were not yet in place. The processes that became the pillar of the transformation. And the Teach Smart and the Lead-Ed gave us a way to bring teachers together. And unstructured time was all of the time, because that was the time when we were finding those teachers who were going to become the spark or the flame of the fire that eventually takes over. They were the ones that were going to help as the momentum builds and grows. They were those core teachers who were willing to engage and to try new things and to try different things. Change was driven by everyone in the organization, but not only within the organization, the change was also driven by the needs of the people we were working with. What was very good at that time was that we made or created opportunities amongst ourselves as advisors to share what was working, what wasn't working. And the what goes down to the schools as we saw the transformation taking place, as we saw the learning environment changing, as we saw teachers being willing to try and experiment and to do new things, as we saw school leaders begin to see and recognize the value of the teachers and what they were doing with all these new strategies. And I think that the strength within LEAP-Ed was the leadership and the vision of leadership. And we reached a very important pivotal point within LEAP-Ed where, following the impact report, LEAP-Ed was willing and open to examine the work that we had done, see what had worked, what hadn't worked. I I love roller coaster rides. Yes, roller coaster rides. The first word would be calm. I am a homebody, caring.